Happy holidays. I'm Dave Fitzsimmons, the smug cartoonist for the Arizona Daily Star. And today, I'm going to read the Christmas classic, Yes, Virginia, There Is a Santa Claus. Spoiler alert. In 1897, 8-year-old Virginia Clanton wrote a letter to the editor of the Tombstone Epitaph, and the answer was printed as an unsigned editorial. The editorial, written by Pincus Thorpe, has since become history's most reprinted newspaper editorial. Why? Because editorial writers like to take Christmas off. We'd reprint the Bethlehem Times editorial, written in the year 1, encouraging innkeepers to welcome all travelers, if it meant we could sleep off a Christmas Eve hangover. Here's the letter.
Dear editor, I am 8 years old. Mis amigos say there's no Santa Claus. Please, tell me the truth. Is there a Santa Claus? I know your fact checkers are busy with the election of 1897, but Google hasn't been invented yet, and I need to know. Yours, Virginia.
Virginia, your little friends are wrong. They are buttheads. They've been affected by the skepticism of a skeptical age and video games. Your little friends do not believe except what they see. They are like global warming deniers. Ask Frosty the Snow Puddle, and he'll tell you climate change is real, kids. They think that nothing can be which cannot be comprehended by their little minds. All minds, Virginia, whether they be men's or children's, are little. Take my editor, for example, brain the size of a chestnut. In this great universe of ours, man is a mere puny, tiny, sniveling, insignificant, trifling, itsy-bitsy ant in his intellect. The great boundless world is beyond his measure. Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus. He exists as certainly as love and generosity and Gila monsters and lowriders and Christmas tamales. Alas, how dreary would be the world if there were no Santa Claus. It would be as dreary as if there were no Virginias, Milk Duds, or Pixar movies. There would be no childlike faith then. No poetry or romance. Romance. To make tolerable this existence. Well, to make tolerable this existence, I myself rely on a special eggnog served at Madame Weiler's House of Soiled Doves. If there were no Santa Claus, we should have no enjoyment except in sense and sight. The eternal light with which childhood fills the world would be extinguished. And fat men with white beards would have to find other part-time gigs during the holidays. You know, maybe working ZZ Top cover bands or as like Duck Dynasty stunt extras. Not believe in Santa Claus? You might as well not believe in fairies. Are fairies real? Well, I'll save that one for another editorial. You might get your papa to hire men to watch all the chimneys on Christmas Eve to catch Santa Claus. But even if they did not see Santa Claus, what would that prove? That desperate men will do anything for spare change on Christmas Eve, includes sitting in a parked car outside your house watching your chimney? Nobody sees Santa Claus, but that is no sign that there is no Santa Claus. NORAD sees him. I have seen this myself on Christmas Eve. On the internet. The most real things in the world are those that men cannot see. And that is why men annoy women so much. Did you ever see fairies dancing on the lawn? Of course not. But that's no proof they're not there. I once yelled at fairies to get off my lawn. Nobody can conceive or imagine all the wonders there are, unseen and unseeable in this world. Myself, I've seen amazing things, shrunken heads and the world's tallest man, and that's in our newsroom. You may tear apart the baby's rattle, and see what makes the noise inside. But there is a veil covering the unseen world, which not the strongest man, nor even the united strength of all the strongest men that ever lived, could tear apart. Only faith, fancy, poetry, love, and romance can push aside that curtain so we may view and picture the supernatural beauty and glory beyond. In this life, Berinia, before you push aside the curtain, always knock first. Is it all real? Oh, Virginia. In all this world, there's nothing else as real and as abiding. No Santa Claus. Thank God. He lives, and he lives forever. In fact, he lives in Sun City 9 months out of the year. No Santa Claus. Virginia, 1,000 years from now. Nay, 10 times 10,000 years from now, he will continue to make glad the heart of childhood. September 21st, 1897, the year I was hired. Merry Christmas.